How's it going? Welcome to another episode here at the Wheel to Wheel podcast. And we're just going to go through the exhibition round two here of the World Series 2024 for the Manufacturers Cup. And before we get into this race, just a little overview. So this race was a 22 lap race, and we were up against some pretty stiff competition, as you can see here on the left. I think winner took home around closer to 400 points. So pretty solid competition against some of these drivers. But yeah, without further ado, we'll go ahead and jump into it. It wasn't a particularly great race for me, as it ended pretty early for me, fortunately, as you guys will see. But yeah, we'll just go ahead and get into it. So you can see here I start 13th out of 16 drivers. Yeah, I had trouble in qualifying. I don't know why, but I was quick all week long in practice time trial. I was regularly around top 50 worldwide in time trial rankings. And in the race itself, like I'd done a few lobby races as well with the same race settings as the race itself, and was doing pretty decent. And I'd run a forward brake bias because the drivetrain here is a front rear, so front engine rear wheel drive car here in the Supra. But as you guys are about to see, like, yeah, it was just really weird here in qualifying. Like, it was really understeery, and so I moved the brake balance to the rear, +3, but I didn't have enough time then to put in a good lap, hence why I'm now starting 13th. But yeah, as you can see right off the get-go, 3 cars behind us, and usually in lap 1, when you're starting this far back in the pack, it's all about trying to avoid carnage ahead of you, whatever that may be. And this is a good group of drivers for the most part, so usually they're pretty clean. So again, I'm right now currently on the brake bias setting of +3 at this point in the race, again on the medium tires as everyone else. Again, mandatory 1 stop needs to happen basically at some point. 2 stops needs to happen at some point in this race. So usually most people just pit it at the end of lap 7 and then at the end of lap 14, which is what I did as well. So you can see here, I go for it here, and it was kind of a late reactive move here by Lorenzo, but he gave me enough space and was able to brake and take that spot away. So at this point, up into 12th, and car felt quite comfortable at this point in the race, considering again we're putting more brake pressure towards the rear of the car. So that is something to keep in mind. But yeah, now we're starting to make ground here on these two at the front. So as you can see here, first couple of cars are starting to pull away a little bit, first 3-4 cars. But yeah, entering lap 2 here, you'll see Santos here in the Nissan GTR. In my opinion, a little bit of a dirty move, as he's kind of like covered off the line, but look how shallow of an entry he's forcing the Genesis there, and look at that, they're making contact, and not very clean driving at all from them. And as a result, you're going to look at how much time you lose when you do that, right? It's not good. And I'm just trying to get through. I get through, but he's still hanging it tough, and he actually hits me there once. Now I clear him here, but he does like a really big dive bomb on the inside and really like hits me out of the groove, and then Lorenzo finishes it off. And that basically is the end of my race. So I do continue on, as if you do end the race and quit, you do lose a lot of safety rating. So basically I had no choice but to basically now call it officially a test session, which very, very unfortunate. I thought, this man here should have gotten a penalty simply because that's just horrendous driving, to be honest. Absolutely terrible driving, both from a defensive standpoint as well as, just ending someone's race after a dive bomb maneuver like that. And you're fighting again here for like 10th, 11th spot, not even on the last lap. It's lap 2 out of a 22 lap race. I think, from a racing IQ perspective, you need to be a little bit more level-headed and think of the longer picture. But yeah, it's one of those things. I do feel like the Porsche 911 suits my driving style a bit better as well compared to the Supra. The mid-engine placement of this type of car is, I think, more to my liking in terms of balance. So maybe I'll end up doing that for the manufacturers for this upcoming year and see. I'll have to do a little bit more practice in this type of car, but we'll go ahead and see depending on how it goes. So the first two now, kind of pulling away here from Mr. Smiley Man. That's a cool identification name there. I don't even know how you pronounce it. I just call him Smiley Man. And yeah, I guess he might have touched the wall here, Ciro, where he gets his half a second penalty. But that's brutal because look at that. He's just gonna pull away, and that allows Smiley Man to catch up a little bit. He's not gonna get a chance to overtake here by any means, but yeah, it allows Cardinal to just have a little bit of pressure released from the second place man there. Interesting to think realistically we should have been 7th, 8th, maybe 6th. Optimistically 5th. First 4 guys were too quick. You see this 153, 2, and 4. These guys were really quick, but like I would have been happy with a 6th place finish. I think that would have been definitely doable and on the card. 7th would have been good too. It's just putting myself in the right position to get there in qualifying, and it just feels really different in qualifying. Maybe if any of you guys understand what I'm missing here in the brake bias settings, please feel free to let me know what might help, because I feel like the pace is definitely there. It's just that for whatever reason, not able to get it in the right optimal window when qualifying starts. As you can see, Ciro pitting on lap 6, which is a little bit earlier than what most people had done. So we're just going to fast forward here. He's just going to change tires. It is advantageous to change tires here rather than just not change and continue. You don't need fuel. No refueling was needed for anyone in this race, so pretty straightforward. Urges back onto the track. As you can see, no one really behind. I'm catching now. As you can see, there I am. I've come into the pits actually as well. So this guy, and actually, for some reason, I ended up cutting the pit. Oh, there, right at that line. Wow, I did not see that in the race as well. So you guys are about to find out. Pit stop completed. I get that 3-second dreaded penalty for crossing the entry of pit lane. And what it's gone from bad to just forgetful afternoon. I was just so rattled. At this point, we could have probably made up more spots, like maybe 12th or 11th, had we not had this 3-second time penalty, but yeah, what can you do? You live and you learn, I guess. But, so there goes Cardinal. There goes Ciro. Ciro's catching Cardinal. Remember, he had that half a second penalty, and he's really, really flying through here, which is the fastest part of the racetrack in terms of that complex of corners. So into second gear, gets a bit of exit on the drive, which is really good, and then braking late, just right around that rock marker. That's what you basically use as your braking point. And he's gone purple in sector 1, so he's really pushing at this point, just trying to narrow that gap as much as possible. He is flying, and look, you want to be close here, so he's got power early down. He's on the power early, and he's going for it here. And so I think he's about a second at this point back from Cardinal. This is where the Genesis is a little bit quicker in a straight line, but Porsche is a little bit faster in the corners, I feel. And look at that, fish tailing off of that corner. And look at that, he's still quicker in sector 2. So he is pushing, and I think he is getting the reward a bit. Beautiful, beautiful exit off that corner as he's now onto the penultimate corner there. And he's narrowed the gap. You can visibly see it now. I think he's about 7 or 8 tenths of a second to Cardinal. Very nice entry into that one. He's going to try to get as early as you dare on that power. And the gap is closer. It's about 8, 9 tenths now, but here's where he pulls it away a bit. That's nice gold delivery for this Vodafone. Very nice. These guys are following each other in a straight line, which is great. You don't want to be side by side here, especially entering turn 1. That is very, very... That's guaranteed, A, to lose you a lot of time to the guys behind, and B, highly prone for any sort of incident, as Charles Leclerc would say. Look at this, he is all over him. Mr. Cross. Like that police guy from Need for Speed Carbon, for any of you that have played that game. Sergeant Cross, I think. That Corvette. Good old days. Sure, that's not this man though, but either way, he's driving quite well, and I think this is a real opportunity for a pass here in 6th, if you ask me. And Lester knows it too. He's gone very defensive. You got to pull out. Yeah, at this point, there it is. What a great view from the 777 man. Round the outside. He's going to hold it. He's going to hold it. Oh, he's going to hold it. He's there. He's there. Oh, what a move. Oh, they make contact. He didn't like that. He didn't like that. And look at this. He did not like that. I think the door was kind of slammed in his face. Let's see if he retaliates. He is definitely a lot quicker than Lester at this point in the race. Let's see what he does here. Oh, he's gone a little deep, and that's going to hurt him. That's definitely going to hurt him. Yeah, it's hurt him a bit, and that's hurt him. Now, 777 man should think smarter of it and not try to overtake. And that's exactly what he does. Oh, sideways, everyone sideways and in the grass. Absolutely berserk. Very nice driving though by these three for the most part, keeping it pretty clean. You see Cross a bit agitated now, is kind of driving to the absolute limit. Look at that, he's not much off from his personal best. Look at that, he's caught him again. If he can get off this turn, a lot of understeer, dirty air off the front of Lester's car. And at this point, yeah, it makes sense to start fighting more for position and what you can get, because especially if you know, like, your Cross here, like, you got this pass made. Like, surely he's going to make a move here, and he's got to get it done. It's go time. It's go time, man. You got to make this move work. Let's see what happens here. Oh, he's too far back. You got to make this pass work. And sure enough, oh, throws it down the inside. I would be very aggressive here if I was Cross. I think that was kind of... I think Cross played it too easy on that one, to be honest with you. And look at that, that's why. Look at the rear tires, both of them, a lot more life left on Cross's tires than Lester, and they both come into the pits. And same with the 777 man. Okay. And same with Filho there, Selko Filho. I don't know why I said it like that, but yeah. Forward this. They all come out nice and even towards together with each other. Who didn't pit here? Oh, Windfire man. Okay. Let's see, where am I at this one? 150. So I pitted now. Okay. Okay, well, this is still the best action out on track here, so I'm going to stay with it. You can get off this corner here. Overdrove it a little bit. Overdrove it, but still, I think he's got to go for it. He's just got to be aggressive when he goes to the outside. This time he's going to be side by side. He's not going to have enough forward advantage, I don't think. And look at that, he squeezed him now a little bit. Probably not a great move. Yeah, you want to be a little bit wider. But what do you do here? Yeah, nice. Beautiful move. He's kept the momentum. Now you got to go for it. You got your side. You're there. You're there, man. You go for it. Break. Oh. I just think he's not aggressive enough when he needs to be, and just get it done, man. Get it done. He just waited too long, honestly speaking. It's just, oh, Lord, and that's what happens. See, that's exactly what happens when you're sitting there and you're eating your breakfast and you forget that you have no breakfast on your plate. That's literally what happens there. That's what happens. And I got nothing else to add here. If it were me, I would have tried and shutting the door a little bit harder there when he was side by side entering into that heavier right-hander. Because this guy, I don't think this guy had the pace to really challenge Lester. And now I think Lester might end up pulling away. There it is, another mistake. Now if Cross gets around the outside, he's going to get squeezed. Still keeps it in. Got to go for it here. Break super late. Someone give me this guy's ability in terms of just put me in his position. And, just see that man running away in 6th because this man did not do the job he needs to do. Now, he's got to make the pass here. Start going to the inside. Move to the inside. There you go. Very nice. Okay, now this is a guaranteed move, surely. He's got to make this pass. There it is. Beauty. Now, focus on you're back in position here, and he's caught. Literally, he's not lost much ground, considering all that he did lose in terms of not executing this pass. He's caught back up, which is... You don't see many of those options, or those moments where you can really use your tires like that and get back through the field. Yeah, and coming loose off that corner. He's got time, plenty of time to get 6th. The smiley man has pitted. He's got a penalty too. Probably clip the wall on entrance somewhere. He's coming out of the pits. 5th is caught 4th, so this will be a good battle. We'll jump to that battle in a moment if we don't see much here in terms of Cross. Let's see what happens. 777 man. Falling through this series of corners. That's great launch by Cross. That is absolutely where you want it. Oh no, he's a little too good. No, he's cut the corner, and that is basically. That is. Oh no. And Lester will know this if he looks behind in the rear view that he got a penalty now for about a second. I don't know if he knew at this point because you have to physically look backwards like that to see that the guy has a penalty. It doesn't actually show you in the rear view mirror if you're playing with bumper cam view. So yeah, I don't think he really knows at this point. So what does this guy do? Is he going to go for it? He does try to go for it. Not really. Sold it, but he didn't really. 13th and 13th. The pace is there. 149.8 the last time by. So if we look at the leader, 149.2. 149.9. Here we go. 149.9. 50.3, so I am quicker, man. Dang it. Yeah, that's rough. I am quicker than these guys here, and I'm stuck in 15th position. Still good, clean driving. It's going to come down here to the last lap. Cross is out of it for the time being. Here he goes deep on the brakes. Oh, I would have taken a little bit more of the curbing. It does unsettle the car, but if you can get the right steering angle as you take to the dirt under that curbing, you can cut a bit of time and you can get on the power early if you can do it. You will be right there. Uses the brake. I think that one he messed up the turn, and that's going to cause him to lose a bit of ground. Not a great sequence of corners. Lost a lot of ground. It's not close enough. Yeah, not going to do it. I don't think he's not going to lunge too far back for the last few corners here. Cardinal wins. Comfortable, relatively comfortable race from Ciro. You can see there. And the finish for this one is going to be, it looks like, as it is. Now, is this man close enough? No, he isn't. He is not close enough. There it is. 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th. I caught this pair. Had I had a couple more laps, I think we would have gone back up into those positions. So 150.9. Okay, let's stop it here. So 150.9. A 150.9. That is crazy. So we're doing a low from the fastest lap I posted, lap 16, which was a 149.7. We did a 149.8, and then basically maintained it in the mid 150s. So if we go down the field here, quicker than this man, quicker, 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 still quicker, 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 yeah, quicker. Yeah, we're right around here in terms of pace. Like right around here, give or take. Fourth, fifth, yeah. 150.3, 150.8, 150.8, yeah. 3, yeah. I was flying. Ugh, dang. Tire life was good too, for the most part. You can see here. Yeah. So that was the end of the race for me. Real shame though that it ended the way it did on lap 2. But yeah, a lot to learn from this race, though. Pretty happy with the overall pace after the initial incident in terms of trying to recover whatever I could. It did become more of a testing session at that point, but again, with these types of drivers in the fields, you got to qualify good in order to have a chance at finishing in a good position. They're not going to make too many mistakes. If you qualify poorly, you're going to put yourself in a position where you're in the back and people will be desperate to make moves at the on the opening first few laps and put yourself in a bit of trouble. But yeah, we'll take this experience. We'll move on into the next few races here. But yeah, thanks for watching. Please feel free to subscribe if you enjoyed the race, and stay tuned for more content. Thanks.